Let's get to Alfredo Ortiz. He is the president and CEO of the Job Creators Network. He's also the CEO of Keep America Action Fund. Alfredo, great to have you.
Hey, John. Thanks again. Always love being on your show bright and early.
I know, right? In fact, we were texting each other, get this, guys, at 4:10 a.m. today. So I texted him because I knew he'd be up. Alfredo, they passed the stimulus package. They're in the process of passing it, right? It's been agreed on, so let's not say it isn't a done deal. 1.4 trillion, 900 of that, 900 billion is for coronavirus relief. The other $500 billion is for the left-wing goodie bag, whatever it is, tax relief, bailout cities, whatever it is that Pelosi got in there. For business owners in the PPP, I mean, $600 people are going to get. We understand the unemployment supplemental insurance. They're going to get another $300 for, I think, 13 weeks. What about PPP? Where is that in this bill?
Yeah, that's huge, John. And as you know, we have been advocates of the Paycheck Protection Program since it first rolled out at the beginning of the year. It saved 51 million jobs, loans to about 5.1 million small businesses. I think you were a recipient of one. I can't tell you how many other folks that I know really literally was the difference between businesses closing and keeping, their doors open and employees hired. And so, frankly, this is something that should have passed in September, John. This is what was mind-boggling. But, Nancy Pelosi was holding out. The House Democrats were holding up all this aid to small businesses and workers, delaying funding even for, vaccine procurement, distribution, all just to deny a win to President Trump before the election. So that's what makes this just so pathetic, quite frankly, that it's taken this long, and that real reason was really, truly political. But bottom line, we got about $200 billion now, that's going to be, going to, small businesses, which is going to be fantastic. 300 billion. So we know that this is a very, very important piece for these small businesses. And even more importantly, John, something that really wasn't getting a lot of news, but we've been on it for months now, is the deductibility issue. And I'm sure a lot of small businesses, as they were talking to their accountants towards the end of the year, were finding out this was going to be a massive issue. But a few months ago, Secretary Mnuchin in Treasury basically made the decision or interpretation of the law here that the expenses that were paid with the PPP loan would not be deductible, which effectively made the PPP loan taxable income. And it made no sense whatsoever. The intent of Congress was clearly that it was not going to be something that should be considered taxable income. And so in this bill, very, very importantly, it reverses Secretary Mnuchin's position on that in the Treasury. So the good news for folks like yourself and others that did receive that PPP loan to pay payroll and other expenses as it was required to, you can actually deduct your expenses. That's a huge, huge benefit. It's actually almost about a $200 billion infusion effectively in the pockets of small business owners like yourself to be able to pay payroll and continue their expenses. And the nice part about this, John, is that when it was scored and considered as revenues or revenue, it was always considered to be that. So there's no incremental hit to the Treasury because of this.
So Alfredo Ortiz with us. He's the president and CEO of the Job Creators Network. I know you're very active in behind the scenes in helping craft this piece of it. For small business owners in the PPP, anything change? I know last time a lot of big firms raped the fund early. They went to Goldman Sachs, Wall Street. They got the big banks to put them at the head of the line. And a lot of the money didn't get to really small businesses until the second round of funding. What about this time? Have some changes been made in how you qualify?
They're making it. Yeah, they're definitely. They have basically a revenue loss provision for these smaller businesses to make it easier to qualify for these small businesses. So that's good news. And like I said, of the $325 billion, John, that is going to be out there for small businesses, the other great part about it, $140 billion was basically already pre-appropriated dollars. Mm-hmm. So, the nice part there is that, we're basically putting another 180 billion behind it, and releasing the 145 billion that was kind of sitting there already pre-appropriated. But it is going to be easier for these small businesses to do that, to apply and to be able to get, these loans more readily available.
So is it based on, is it based on, again, like number of employees? Is it based on you have to show financials, numbers that you were down, or what is it based on?
Yeah, the financial numbers from quarter to quarter versus last year. And they're still finalizing the language. I mean, this literally is still being written. It was being written last night. I mean, I'm still waiting for some of the final language on this. But basically, it's going to be revenue losses from quarter to quarter versus last year, and it is going to have to continue to, obviously, for payroll and stuff like that. But there's going to be some ease also on allowing businesses who did receive that first round up to $150,000. My understanding that's going to be also forgiven, and that's part of this bill as well. So again, still kind of work in progress. It's supposed to have final language later this morning, voted on later today, and then hopefully on the desk of the president by Tuesday.
All right. Well, Alfredo, I know you've been working hard on that. And then for individuals, they're going to get $600, basically the same thing, right? Under $75,000 or $99,000.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, you're going to get $600, and then what else? Unemployment benefits. You get $300 supplemental from the federal government for 12 weeks. Yes,
it's for 12 or 13 weeks, I think, John. So, again, our preference honestly wouldn't have been. We know that there's probably still going to be folks that are just going to sit it out, but the $300 isn't as much of an incentive as the $600 was before. That was a real challenge, as you know, for small business owners, to get people employed. But I have to tell you, John, I mean, when you look at, I just saw that unfortunately, all the restaurants in D.C., for example, as of today, indoor dining is banned.
Unbelievable.
I have to tell you, John, I mean, no COVID help is going to be able to be enough in terms of money when you have these kinds of draconian measures. Because, I mean, think about that. The week of Christmas, all of the restaurants in D.C. with indoor dining banned, all those restaurants, the wait staff, everybody who depends. Well,
they just want these small businesses to go under, right? This is why you're getting these, right? Walmart's packed, Lowe's, the big companies that donate to the Democrats, they're perfectly happy. If you're a small business owner, they know you don't vote for them. They want to punish you. They want you to die. They want not physically. They want your business to die. And then you go work for Walmart and be part of the corporate donor base that funds Democrats and their PACs. I mean, come on, man. You can't even spin this now. They want to kill small business. That's part of their plan.
Look, John, it's absolutely right. I mean, we have been saying this for years now. That's why, we're obviously, at Job Creators Network, we're always fighting for these small businesses because they just can't really defend. They're trying, but you see what happens. They're getting crushed by the government, literally crushing their businesses. Because you know why, John? They can't corral them. They can't control them, right? What they love, Democrats, the left loves big business because they can control them. They love smaller ones, right? They want three banks that they can completely manipulate and control, right? They don't like independent banks. They don't like independent restaurants. They don't like these franchisees. I mean, it's true. It's just it's so sad to see. And when you think about the American dream and how many people just have that dream of owning their small business and taking their talents and applying that, we should be helping these small businesses so much more than we really are. And instead, we just make their lives more miserable.
Unbelievable. Alfredo Ortiz, thanks for all you do, man. I know you've been fighting for this PPP, and I'm just happy it got done. A lot of people need this. Also, I understand you're going to be with us on our award-winning election night coverage on January 5th, starting at 6 p.m. We'll be at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Buckhead. That's the headquarters of Purdue, Loeffler, and the Georgia Republican Party. We'll be on the air from 6 p.m. until whenever it takes. Right? Now, Alfredo's going to be there with us, man. Thank you.
That's right.
Alfredo.
That's right, John. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
All right. Alfredo Ortiz, Job Creators Network. He is the man. Thank you.